people didn't really take it as a serious relationship, but we really loved each other.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Daily Break TV, your one-stop shop to all things celebrity and relationship information to the stars. And oh boy, do we have a story for you today. Today, we're diving deep into the real issue and reason why P. Diddy chose not to marry J-Lo.
He was larger than life, but at first I didn't like him at all.
Now, if we go back to the early 2000s, we're revisiting this whirlwind romance of P. Diddy and Jennifer Lopez, seeing that he's been in the news and all eyes are on him and J-Lo, given the circumstance and situation. These two were, at the time, the epitome of glamour and power, okay? They were the couple to watch when they got together. They were setting trends. They were both on the come up. They were turning heads. Wherever they went.
I just fell in love from right then and there. It was just like the first time I fell in love.
But behind all of the dazzling smiles and public displays of affection, there was trouble brewing. Things are not always as they seem, as you know, in social media or in the media. Now, Diddy had recently opened up about why he never made it down the aisle with J-Lo, and his reasons for that have sparked up a lot of conversation. Now, he did confess that he was deeply in love with his ex, Kim Porter.
But I was still in love with Kim, you know what I'm saying? So I couldn't marry Jennifer if I was still in love with Kim.
The mother of his children at the time. In fact, how Kim found out about J-Lo was pretty sad. She didn't even know that she wasn't in a relationship with Diddy, supposedly, at that time. She had found out through the tabloids. Supposedly, she was a queen about it and was just like, all right, you go do you, I'm going to do me. And it didn't really faze her. At least that's what was reported way back when. Now, this really is a classic case of emotional baggage, particularly for Diddy. All right. Supposedly, the entire time that he was dating J-Lo, he was still stalking, messaging, communicating with Kim Porter on the daily. All right. Perhaps his connection to J-Lo was more of a business deal, knowing that she was on the come up.
Puffy, when I first met him, I was making my first album, and he gave me a lot of insight into the music business.
They might have had some kind of connection. And in fact, there is video and reports of J-Lo not really being intrigued by Diddy in the beginning. She was kind of like, she kind of had the ick for him initially. And who knows what changed that spark, or if it was, a chance encounter that had that change, or she also, was drawn to his, charismatic, being, and the fact that they did have a few things in common. They were both workaholics. They were both, musicians. They were both very talented, both perfectionists. So there were a lot of work synergies, but she was always concerned that he was not, the, image of a family man. She was really all about family and falling in love and being in this, loving relationship. As you can see from all of her documentaries and whatnot, J-Lo loves love. She has been in multiple marriages. And at the time, I guess she saw Diddy as a suitable partner. However, before you jump into a new relationship, I think on both sides, you've got to resolve your previous ones. And he did admit that he was not ready for marriage. And the entire time he was literally still in love with Kim Porter. Now, hold on, there's more. Remember that dramatic nightclub incident involving Diddy and J-Lo? The one that landed them both in hot water? Well, that definitely played a significant role into the demise of that relationship. This incident reminds us that trust and safety are paramount in a relationship. And if you're constantly feeling insecure, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling, as a woman, you've got to have that safety, that protection. If it's compromised because of your partner's actions, well, that's a major red flag. You deserve to be someone who prioritizes your well-being and makes you feel secure. I don't really believe that happened. There was also a video that I saw where J-Lo was asleep in the home, supposedly upstairs, while Diddy had called for, supposedly, this is all alleged, escorts downstairs. He's doing his thing while she's sleeping upstairs, and he's having a freak off in there in the place that she's sleeping at. And I don't think she was having that. Okay. There was a big argument about it. Who knows what she was exposed to or was aware of or maybe turned a blind eye to because of who he was at the time, or maybe again the embarrassment of another, failed relationship. In a candid interview, Diddy also revealed that he wasn't quite ready for the commitment of marriage. He prefers the idea of a love contract, similar to the arrangement Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell have. Now, while a love contract might work for some, it's crucial to have open and honest communication with your partner about those expectations and those long-term goals. Whether you're aiming for a traditional marriage or for a more unconventional partnership, clearly Diddy is on the unconventional side. You both have to be on the same page to avoid any misunderstandings and potential heartache down the road. I highly doubt that they were aligned with what partnership looked like in that moment, particularly when he was in the time at the height of his, freak off parties. J-Lo, of course, has moved on, since then, obviously has moved on many times over. She thought she had rekindled love with Ben Affleck and, Bennifer 2.0. Although people had some doubts, there were some people that thought, oh my God, this is it. They made it work. 20 years later, they've rekindled it. She did an entire documentary about her love life, all to just implode right in front of us. So I certainly empathize for that public embarrassment. It was just an unfolding of that relationship, which didn't, really help J-Lo, nor did it help Ben. And we know Diddy right now, the last of his concerns is romance. I think his concerns right now are freedom, clearing his name, figuring out how he's going to fend for his family, the state of his affairs, all of these allegations against him. Let's be real. She dodged a bullet with Diddy. What do you think? Do you think that she dodged a bullet? Now, sadly, Kim Porter passed away in 2018. It's a heartbreaking reminder of how fragile life can be, and we should cherish our loved ones and make the most of every moment. As for Diddy, well, I don't think that his love life is the most important priority right now. Hopefully, he's learned from his past experiences, and whatever happens, if he ever finds freedom again, that he prioritizes genuine connection and commitment over hype and fleeting, romances or business deals. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think J-Lo had a lucky escape? Do you think she dodged a bullet? What are your thoughts on Diddy's love contract idea? What would be on his love contract? I don't know. Would there be an NDA attached to that also? Remember, friends, love is not a journey. It is a destination. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, we thank you for being here for Daily Break TV. Until next time.